Hey, it's Adrian. Just before we get you to this episode, do me a favor and head over to pageantlaunch.com. We are starting the world's first dedicated pageant review site to make the pageant industry safe, transparent, and fair. Three things that I know it is most of the time, but it's not like that all of the time. So head over to pageantlaunch.com, enter your email address, it's completely free, and let's get you to this episode.
Hello, everyone. I just realized I forgot my Halloween mask.
Oh
I'm
no!
I'm looking at my face going, why does everyone else look so weird and I look so normal? It's because it's supposed to be Okay, so whilst I hope it's there, the cat hasn't eaten it. Whilst I go and I actually have a mask that has hair on it, and if you don't have a cat, cats love to chew things, so it loves chewing on their hair. I also had an eye patch, and I swear the cat's picked it up, taken it away somewhere and hidden it because I can't find that somewhere. Or he swallowed it. Either way. And Danielle's disappeared. Okay, this is no, she's back.
Sorry, I'm having some technical issues. BRB.
It wouldn't be a podcast without technical
No,
issues.
it wouldn't.
Anyway.
Am I moving at normal time? Because I can see myself like...
You're okay. You're kind of dropping in and out, like you're pausing.
I'm going to drop out and come back in. BRB.
That kind of adds to the Jigsaw vibe, though, with the spooky in and on.
It does. Okay, whilst I go get my mask, our special guest for today, all the way from South Africa, is Gizzelle Uys, who has spelled her name correctly. This name that seems to give everyone nightmares pronouncing it. Gizzelle, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me again. It's so exciting.
I'm surprised you actually came back, given what I did to you last time.
I was scared you're going to greet me with that. Just be like, there's no introduction, nothing. It's just a boom. There you
go. So if you didn't watch my interview with Gizzelle, Gizzelle, how do we say, is not particularly fond of spiders. I think that's fair to say. But she also told me she was phobic of sharks. So I showed her sharks and she was fine. Then I showed her a spider. Do you want to tell people what happened when I showed you the spider, Gizzelle?
I like to think I kept my pose well. I don't know how true it was looking back on the video.
I actually shared. I shared a clip of it afterwards, and then you shared the clip that I had shared of you looking at the spider screaming. And I was actually amazed that you were able to share it, because that would mean that you would have to look at the spider again.
Okay.
So.
And to make it worse, the video, when it's paused, in your inbox.
The thumbnail.
It's just a nice little. Yeah. But I did it with one eye open. I'm like very far away. My phone was there. Yeah. That's the way I did it.
I will tell you this, and then I'll let you introduce yourself properly. Because we've got a lot of rain in Australia at the moment. It's supposed to be quite a wet summer, unfortunately. And apparently because it's hot and wet, that is perfect breeding conditions for spiders. So apparently we're going to have a bit of a spider plague over here in Sydney. And the other day, and this doesn't happen very often, the other day in my shower, there was a little spider, but not one of those sort of harmless huntsman ones, which are kind of scary looking but are completely harmless. But there was this black one, quite small, but when I say small, like probably that size compared to my hand. Well, that's small for us, and it was black and pointy, not hairy, so it wasn't a funnel web, but I'm pretty sure that wasn't harmless, and that was in my shower. So of all the times to, see a spider, when you're about to jump in the shower is not the best time. So.
Oh, that would be the day for me. My friend the other day said, because her fiance is also a little bit freaked with spiders, and he went to, it was also a little one, and he also went just to kill it, and as he slapped it, underneath it was just little spiders everywhere that just came out underneath everywhere, thousands. Oh,
No.
that I've told them right there. My funeral would be at this day, at this time. Done.
That's up there with the stories about how a spider will crawl on your ear when you're asleep and then lay eggs, and then you wake up and you hear this scratching sound.
Oh my God, no! Why did you have to say that? I'm not going to sleep tonight.
See, I'm okay with spiders, but that creeps me out.
Apparently, that's actually happened too. There are insects that will crawl into your ear and lay things in your ear whilst you're asleep. So
I think that might have happened Mylene class on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here a few years back. I'm pretty sure she did one of those challenges and something went inside her ear.
Oh,
I can't remember.
They mentioned
exactly
it in Top Gear. In Top Gear once, back when it was Clarkson, Hammond and May, they talked about this insect. It happened to a BBC person that crawled into his ear, and then he kept complaining that there was a scratching sound in his head, and then the doctor had a look and found that there was a insect that had crawled in there and
it's making my ears itch.
This is what nightmares are made of. So happy Halloween, guys.
I was just going to say we're on theme today. But back to the beginning. I'm going to go get my mask if I can. Whilst I'm doing that, Gizzelle, did you want to introduce yourself for the people who didn't see our interview?
Sure. Hi guys, I'm Gizzelle Uys. We said it's South African. I'm 23, from a very small farm town, very humble, and study tourism. And yeah, that's the short and sweet of it, I guess. Got the short and long of it with the short and sweet of it. Did the cats take the mark?
No. I'm just having problems reaching it because I'm wired in and I don't want to do one of these. Okay. Gizzelle, also, did you want to catch us up with any exciting news that's been happening since we interviewed? It's only been maybe a couple of weeks. Whilst you're doing that, I am going to reach for it, so bear with me.
Well, nothing really out of the ordinary. We did have our Miss South Africa pageant the weekend on Saturday. I don't know if the rest of the world caught up with a little bit of drama that happened afterwards.
Oh no. Spill the tea, honey, because I watched Miss South Africa, but I didn't hear about the tea. So
I didn't hear the drama. I just saw the beautiful pictures.
Oh, that's great. So the rest of the world is not okay. So I'm gonna be the one that rats us out. Oh, that's bad. But it is quite heartbreaking. So I think the country is not excuse me, is not too happy for the winner. They don't really see as the winner as Miss Universe.
Man, that's
that's the same
devastating.
material.
I mean, it's not down to the public to decide who wins. It's down to the judges at the end of the day. And if she's the winner on the scores, as cold as it is, you know, each round you get a score, and whoever maxes out the scores wins. That's how it is.
Exactly. Yes. So it's kind of heartbreaking to see that the country that you have to represent is not really 100% behind you. But I think we'll just. It was just maybe a shock of the night, so maybe we'll all just get in line and really just support our goal.
Yeah.
But no, it's sad what you say. Like you said, the best girl that night will win, and nobody sees the interviews as well. Nobody knows what goes on. Yeah.
And also, I feel like Miss Universe is moving in a way like. When it was the Trump era, you could tell it was going to be, you know, UK size 6. Are you the same? I think you're the same clothing sizes. It would be UK size 6, you know, 5'11", long hair, you know. That was the look back then. You know, Miss Universe is going into a new era where they're picking empowered, strong females, you know, and I think pageant fans that have been fans in the 90s and the 80s and whatever, I think they're having trouble adjusting under, you know, because obviously it's been under IMG for the past, 3-4 years now. you know, you have to move with the times, guys, and you just have to support whoever wins, regardless. You know, there's plenty of times I've watched a pageant and I've gone, I don't know, I didn't see that coming. But, you know, after the year goes along, you then understand why this person won. So you just got to give her time, and I'm sure she'll prove herself along the way. Well, she doesn't have to prove herself, but people will grow to love her. I remember when Olivia Colpo, when she won Miss Universe in 2012, I was like, no, I was rooting for Australia that year. And then I fell in love with Olivia Colpo afterwards. So
yeah, she's great. Yeah. And especially what she's done even after Miss Universe.
Yeah.
She made sure that nobody forgot that legacy that she really wanted to.
She's been one of the most successful Miss Universes, and I didn't rate her at the time. So, you know, 100%. Our opinion does not matter. It's down to the judges.
Yeah, 100%. Definitely. But that's my, see, I will say my mom, when I told her about the timing, because it's quite late at night now here, and she got so excited because she said in my interview, I didn't give Adrian any chance to speak. I was just rattling on because I'm a little energized and buddy, and she's like, no coffee for you. Keep, you know, it's late night, just calm down, give everybody a chance to speak. And I was like, sure, Mom. Yeah, sure. Great.
No, I mean,
Can I just say,
I know.
love. Sorry.
No, Chloe, you go. You go.
It's okay. I was just gonna say, I love
always
the South African accent.
Okay, just to clarify a few things. Firstly, I know how to shut Gizzelle up if I need to. I'll just show a picture of a spider. So, you know, if I do that, you won't be able to talk. And then secondly, just to clarify, Danielle is drinking water. Okay, just in case anyone thinks that like that is a giant. Yeah.
It's water.
Because there's nothing that pageant land loves more than a drama. So, you know, and I was drinking coffee. But I realize now that with my mask, unfortunately, I can't drink anything without putting it up my nose. And now Chloe's dying.
You made quite an entrance with that mask. I saw the hair flip.
Chloe's dying.
Yeah. That was silly. I laughed while I was drinking water. That wasn't one of my brighter ideas.
I wouldn't say I'm used to the hair flip, but I used to have Gizzelle hair halfway down my back. So I have had an experience with. No, seriously, I've had like long hair and a ponytail halfway down my back, and it was bleached blonde, well, streaked blonde. So, and that actually went to Hawaii like that, and I fit right in with the locals. Let's just say I look like a surfer. But speaking
Danielle's
of universe,
yeah, I know.
I've seen the blonde. What they called ice tips.
Yeah, Q-tips.
That was a fun look.
You had an ice. Okay.
I just did it because I enjoyed it because it was different. I don't think it looked good. I don't think it looked anything. I just did it because it was fun. The first time I dyed my hair, I tried to go electric blue. So my first experience dyeing my hair was underneath one of those really tight, you know, like latex skull caps where they pull little bits of your hair through, which first off gives you a giant headache and puts you in a great mood. And then they sort of put this bleaching paint on. I still remember the smell, and it was bright purple. And amazingly, the guy kind of forgot I was there. So he just left me there for like a couple of hours, by the end of which I had the world's biggest headache. And then after all that, I still wasn't able to go blue because my hair is too dark. So it would have been nice if he told me that before I sat there for 2 hours underneath a latex cap. But you live and learn. So, but speaking of Universe, Chloe, would you like to tell us how Universe preparations are going?
Universe preparations are going incredibly. I had a Zoom call tonight with the Miss Universe Ireland team and all of the girls. And all of the girls are actually preparing at the minute to be to go to Miss Universe. The girls are not preparing just for Miss Universe Ireland. The team is preparing us in every way, in media training and our walks and every last aspect. They're giving us individual care, and they want the best for each of the girls. And regardless of what happens this year, all 12 of us are guaranteed as finalists for 2021. So that is like a dream come true. And the team have been incredible. I feel so positive after tonight's sim call, and the girls are all incredible. And I just really look forward to the journey ahead. And I'm so honored to be part of Miss Universe 2020 Team Ireland.
That's incredible. And as they should, like every director from Miss Universe should be preparing all the girls to potentially go into the international. That's how it should be. You don't just, because if you haven't thought about what's going to happen, what the end game is, then you'll have a bit of a shock when you get to Miss Universe.
Yeah,
so it's good that you're all prepping for Miss Universe and not just Miss Universe Ireland.
They literally have a plan for everything, even to get the girls to Miss Universe. If there's still restrictions in Europe, they're ensuring that if Miss Universe goes ahead for 2020, they are ensuring we'll go, and they have a plan for everything. And they're so well organized, so kind, so sweet, so caring, and they really do care for all of the girls. And that's the best thing to have in a directorship. Someone who really actually cares about the pageant, cares about the girls. With Brittany, it's not just a job. She loves it. She describes Miss Universe Ireland as being her baby, which is so sweet. She's incredible. She's an inspiration, and the whole team. It was so nice to meet them all tonight, and wow, I just feel so uplifted. On top of the world, actually.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
That's what it's about as well. You're supposed to walk away feeling so empowered and on top of the world, so that you can be that for other, not even women, men as well, women and men who don't have that strength at the moment. That's great.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I had a brief chat with Brittany myself, because we're organizing something, or we're trying to organize something for Miss Universe Ireland, and we'll see if it comes together just with timing. But for those of you who don't know, Brittany is actually American, so it didn't surprise me, and it didn't surprise me when I spoke to her. She seemed like she had her head on very, very straight, and she was very professional to talk to, still friendly, but very, very professional. And that hasn't always been the case when I've been speaking with pageant people, let's say in other countries. I will say this for the Americans: they do their pageantry, they take it seriously, in the best sense of the word. So when I hear Chloe saying how well that Brittany's preparing them, not just for the local pageant, but with one eye on what the end goal is, it doesn't surprise me. And I got to say, I wish more directors would do that, because I've seen a lot of directors, and they may not know any better, but they prepare the girl. They only pick the girl who's best, let's say, for the local pageant, the national one, which is all well and good. But getting the best one for the national pageant and picking the best one for the international pageant doesn't necessarily always mean you'd pick the same girl. And I just wish that more of the directors would just bear that end goal in mind. But it doesn't surprise me at all that Brittany has her head on straight, because she knows exactly what she's doing. Gizzelle, when you were saying that there was a bit of drama with the South African pageant recently, I mean, is that just like the general public saying it? Like, there's no official thing going on, is there? There's just people who are a bit not happy?
Yes, luckily from what I've seen, luckily no official anything. The organization, the Miss SA organization, took it very well and handled it very well. It was just the public, what you see on Facebook comments. It's all of those things that,
Hi, Nadia.
you love the costumes. Yeah. Oh, you guys were so awesome with your costumes, so creative.
I saw some of the comments on Facebook, and people sit there behind a computer and think that these girls won't read it, and they do. They read everything, and it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking for the winner to read such horrible comments.
It is.
Exactly.
When it should be a time of celebration.
Exactly. It takes so much just to be there, and then your big moment has come, and you are celebrating, your family is celebrating, and then after you read that, it's an anticlimax with a slap as well. So it's not.
She comes across as someone that's got quite thick skin, though. She seems very strong and knows herself. So I'm sure she'll just, shrug those and just be like, look, I got the crown at the end of the day. This is what I'm going to do with it, You had such a high standard. Every year is a Miss SA. Miss SA's standard and quality of girls is always out of this world. And there's always such a diverse mix of girls in there, which is what I love. It's one of my favourite pageants to watch, actually. It really is. It's just... And it's really uplifting to watch as well. So all the stuff they film behind the scenes, they do a lot of team bonding. And I noticed this year the girls really got on. And some of the judges were even saying, I can imagine more coming from the girls as a unit. Like I can see podcasts or a YouTube channel coming from all these girls collectively, which is what pageantry is about at the end of the day.
100%.
When I was interviewing Nazia Wadi, who was Miss Earth South Africa 2019, I think. Gizzelle, is that right? Miss Earth South Africa 2019?
Miss Earth, no, Nazia, yes.
Yeah, 2019. After we went off air, and even during the interview, she was telling me about some of the things that happen in South Africa, outside of pageantry, in terms of just everyday life and dealing with random blackouts, dealing with kidnappings, dealing with violence. So it doesn't surprise me. I didn't watch Miss South Africa this year. I was probably asleep. But when Danielle, you say that she seems like she has tough skin, it doesn't surprise me. I think from my very limited experience with South Africans, I think they all are incredibly resilient just because of what the country has been through. And I think it's also one of the countries that, in terms of being multicultural, it's probably ahead of Australia. We've always said Australia is multicultural because we have so many different sort of countries and people living in Australia, which is amazing. But South Africa, like how many official languages are there, Gizzelle, in South Africa? Was it 17?
It's 11, and then if you
11.
include sign language, it's 12.
Wow.
I mean, just to have 11 official languages blows my mind. I mean, we've got one. I would think most countries have one or two, and South Africa's got 11. So it sounds like an absolutely amazing country to visit.
Yeah, sorry.
No, you go. I'm done. I'm going to try drinking coffee whilst you say something. Excuse me.
I had such a nice chat. My friends and I, we were in an Uber the other day, and because we always ourselves with the Afrikaans culture, we kind of, how do you know with so many languages, how do you know between those that sound really close to each other? How do you greet each other? Do you get offended if you greet somebody else in the other language? And they're like, no, they'll say a certain word like hello for them is maybe like dumelang, and then they know, okay, this is this language, and they'll answer in that. So we had a very nice chat with this fellow. He was very sweet, and we talked about all the certain cultures that have, it's normal to have 11 wives or 5 wives, and so we had a nice chat about that.
That's different.
Yeah,
that's very different.
That sounds like a headache for that poor man.
I was going to say, many guys will go, one wife is more than enough.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
Exactly. Ooh. And then when you have kids and it's just girls as well. Oh, shame. No, you can't put 4 wives on top of that. Oh no.
Is there a limit to how many wives you can have? Like, does it have to be 5, or is it just as many as you want? Or
as far as I understood it, the story is it's only one culture that can have so many wives, and that's only the king. Only the king of that tribe could have so many. But it is limited, I think, to 5, if I understood. The other cultures were like, no. no.
I was going to say, is it 7, because then it's 1 for every day of the week. But I guess if it's 5, it's one for every weekday, and then on the week and have the weekends off. So
just recap before the next week.
I don't know if it's just me thinking of that Craig David song.
Yeah. Look forward to
Monday.
And on Thursday,
Friday, and Saturday. We chilled on Sunday. Oh God.
I swear to God, Mambo 5.
Oh,
it's Mambo 5, right?
1, 2, 3, 4,
3,
5.
4, 5.
Yeah.
A little bit of Sandra in the
In the
sun.
sun. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that
This is
one.
like
You know, the
Halloween
funny,
karaoke show, Rocky Horror Picture
well, the
Show.
funny thing with all this is that I was never able to get anyone to sing originally on the podcast or interviews. I mean, even when I interviewed Danielle for the first time all that time back,
Oh.
she refused to sing.
Oh,
And now
Now you
everyone
can't
is
shut
just
me
like
out.
singing.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's so
I re-
lovely.
I
So
re-
you can
I
sing
regret
more.
everything.
Aw.
This is the other thing. Our second ever episode, so second week in, was Halloween last year. So we've been doing this now, like this podcast, for over a year. Can you
Craziness.
believe that, Danielle?
It's absolutely mental. I literally don't know where the time's gone.
Congratulations, guys. That's so cool.
Amazing.
Thank you. But Danielle, let me just ask you this. I don't normally like asking questions that exclude other people, but only Danielle's been with me for a year. How has been on this crazy journey changed you? Like specifically the podcast, and we've done like almost 50 episodes. What have you? How have you changed? What have you learned about yourself doing all these?
Well, clearly my technology skills haven't quite adjusted. No, I do feel a lot more comfortable putting myself out there in general from doing this every week, you know, talking to quite a vast group of people in the pageant industry. It's given me a lot more confidence to put myself out there. Don't know if that's a typical pageant Patty answer, but you know, I've kind of pushed myself outside my comfort zone by being on here and communicating and just like trying to show another side of my personality, which I don't think people saw. I think they just saw, you know, Danielle the competitor, and I think now they see Danielle a personality. Hopefully.
Oh, definitely.
We love Danielle the personality.
Thanks, guys. Checks in the mail.
We do. If you love dad jokes, then yeah, Danielle's your
Oh, what's your best one? I'm very curious now.
We'll put her on the spot.
It's horrendous. It is horrendous. Why did the skeleton not go to the prom?
Because he had no body to go with.
Come on, let me have my fun.
I actually
forget.
On Christmas Day.
Yeah.
At a Christmas cracker joke. And it was, why did the golfer bring 2 pairs of trousers?
In case he had a hole in one.
Yes, you got it. And I found this so hilarious that I was like swallowing my meat at the dinner table and
swallowing my meat.
It got stuck in my throat.
Great choice of words there, Chloe.
Yeah, but that's exactly what it was. And I thought that it wasn't going to come back up. It got to the point where it felt like this is no return. And everything started to go blurry. I genuinely thought I was going to die at the Christmas table on Christmas Day over a Christmas cracker joke about a golfer having 2 pairs of trousers. And my life flashed before my eyes. Luckily, I lived to tell the tale. What happened was my stepdad got up and he was ready to start patting my back. And
Heimlich maneuver.
I was scared of this big Scottish guy coming over to pat me in the back. But I managed to get it up myself.
Killed by cracker.
Killed by a hole in one.
Oh no.
That's the best story I've heard in a while. Just so you know, I don't know what you guys are taught in first aid if you've taken a first aid course, but that Heimlich maneuver, that one where you go behind the person and you sort of grab them underneath the rib cage, and then apparently you're not supposed to do that because that can basically crack the person's ribs. So if someone's choking, you are supposed to have them lean over the table and then really hit them with the pat them, a Scottish pat. In other words, a big thump with the heel of your hand in a certain sort of going up their spine as well, not just straight into their spine. So next time that you have a Chloe at your dinner table and she chokes,
that will be a problem for the
I know, right?
worms. for arms.
I was going to say, I'm impressed. You got a little bit of a gun there.
Oh, me?
Flexing.
Thank you. I tried.
Look at that.
I don't even know how to flex properly.
No,
I embarrass myself on a regular basis. Oh.
I lost my train of thought after Chloe worded that phrase that way.
Guys, stop and make fun of me.
Hey, this is how you know you're part of the crew, is when we make fun of you. We're not making fun of you, then we don't like you very much. Let's put it that way.
Maybe I could have phrased it differently, but that's what it was. So I'm not going to lie about it. I could have lied and said I took some broccoli, but I didn't. So
I can just imagine the title of that is going to be Chloe choking on her meat.
No, I'm not. No, see, that's no. I could, but I wouldn't. I might put the clip up, but I wouldn't title it like that. Well, hang on, Chloe. How did it come out? Did it just come out by itself?
Like, whatever. It was so weird because it went so far back that once it went back past a certain point, I thought it wasn't going to come back up. It was just like that moment of realization. Oh my goodness, this isn't coming back up. And I just like forced it back up, like coughed, and until it came up eventually. But there was that one point where I thought, I'm a goner. Merry Christmas, everyone. Bye.
Bye. What a way to go out.
The Chloe that ruined Christmas.
I'm dying.
That was your near-death experience. I'm kidding. I don't know if you guys have had a near-death experience?
Oh, this is a good topic for Halloween.
This is actually what I was actually going to ask. Gizzelle, you can be the host. You ask the good questions. So I have not had a near-death experience. I mean, I remember at a time when I was a young kid, I was standing on the back of a trolley, as you do the shopping trolley. And as a kid, you like to sort of get up on the handles and pretend like you go sliding, you go, wee. And then I was on the handles, but I weighed a bit too much because the trolley was empty and the trolley nearly flipped and landed on me. And I thought at that time that I was going to die, but in retrospect, it was probably just because I was a kid. So no. But Danielle, have you had any? Danielle, I would imagine you would have had a near-death experience.
Adrian's just getting trolleyed from an early age.
Yeah. Oh, it's going well tonight. Tish. Danielle, what about yourself?
Yeah, I've had a couple.
I know.
One that sticks out. I don't know how I'm still here. Basically,
I had a couple in the last 24 hours.
I'm just a liability.
And you say it so casually. Like,
I've had a few one that sticks out the most was I was on holiday and I didn't swim very well, and I was very young. I think I was about 4 or 5. I don't know why. I was just walking around the edge of the pool like a weirdo, and this boy pushed me in at the deep end, and everyone around the pool that was sunbathing just watched this 5-year-old in the deep end basically dying. And then my dad, luckily, I think he went to the bar, standard dad really, come back with some beers, noticed that his child was basically dying, chucked his beers and dived in and saved me.
Did you say chucked in the beers in the pool or chucked in the beers?
Chucked in the beers.
Hang on, stop drowning. Now I'll save you.
I actually had it.
That's my first near-death experience.
It started from a very young age.
Hopefully that was the worst one.
And I still can't swim now because of it. So.
But
is that why you're phobic of the water, Chloe? Because you had a similar.
Yes, my sister and my cousin thought, oh, she's going to have to learn to swim. If we throw her in, then she'll learn to swim. So they shoved me in, and my dad had to jump in just like you. Your dad saved you. My dad dived in, and I remember him like shouting at my sister and my cousin, being like, why did you do that? And ever since, every single holiday, either my dad or my sister would have tried to teach me, my other sister, and I just can't do it. I can when I can stand up in the water, I can swim perfectly. But as soon as I know that my feet can't touch the ground, fear goes the entire way through my body, and I instantly forget what I'm doing, and all of a sudden I can't float. I feel like I've got bricks in my feet.
Oh dear. Oh
Oh.
dear, oh dear.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Some work to do there.
I'm surprised you got over yours, Danielle.
Yeah, actually, you know, I was fine. I think I was a bit shaken. I think we were more angry at the people that were around the edge of the pool that were just watching. They were just too busy, you know, tanning it up, and it took until literally, I think I passed out, and I was on the side, you know, the old trying to, is it CPR, whatever you do, and I spat out a load of the water, and like I was a goner. And then, I was fine. I had got taken back up to the hotel room and just recovered for the rest of the day. But the best way to get over that, because I was then scared of the deep end, and my dad knew that I had the fear of it. So when we went on our next holiday, my dad insisted on chucking me in and said, you have to swim. Yeah. But literally by chucking me in the deep end again, and I just kind of, you know, he's like, you have to just, you know, stay afloat.
Sink or swim.
Yeah, and he was
literally
like,
sink or swim.
If you look like you're going to sink again, then I'll get you out. I'll fish you out. You know that I'm here. So he literally threw me in at the deep end again to get over that fear, and it worked. And now I love water, and I'm good at swimming. I can swim in the sea. So
yeah.
I just thought of that TikTok song, "Go off the deep end. I don't think you want to go off the deep end."
That's exactly what I did.
I'm so behind times. I know what TikTok is. I'm not familiar with TikTok.
Do you know any TikTok dances, Gizzelle?
Not at all. Not at all.
It's probably
That's actually kind of impressive.
Yeah, it's probably best for the best, really, because once you get sucked into TikTok, that's it.
Yeah.
You're there. It does take over your
basically,
life.
Yeah, you just sign away 10 or 20 years of your life once you get on TikTok. So
and
probably
it just lowers your attention span. I can't watch videos more than 1 minute long now, thanks to TikTok.
Yeah. Hang on. So those are our near-death experiences. Gizzelle, have you had any near-death experiences?
I've had 2 that I can remember. One also swimming. Also, same as.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Water is very dangerous. My first ever one, I was very small, and it was also near Christmas. The family was together, and my dad loved to tickle me. And I don't know, the one day, I don't know, everybody was just chatting. He was tickling, and I couldn't breathe anymore. All the air was just out because of how I laughed, and I blacked out, and they were struggling for minutes apparently just to get me by. So, apparently I was
Adrian, don't laugh.
Yeah, I was just
mean.
And a shame. This breaks my heart actually to hear this, but my parents said afterwards, because I could see my dad felt really bad, and I was like, don't worry, Dad, I was just sleeping. I was just having a snooze. I was trying to make you feel better. Yeah, that's me. But have you guys saved a life?
Oh,
though?
Yeah.
That you've seen with the swimming and so on. Have you saved?
I saved one kid from walking out in front of a bus. I think I've said this on the podcast before. But
I don't think so.
You know, when 2 buses, you know, they come together, you know, and then obviously you go behind the bus. Oh no, you went in front of the bus. We were going in front of the bus. And I always look. But this kid has just honestly got his headphones in, walking across, and I saw the bus coming. I literally grabbed his backpack or hoodie or whatever it was I grabbed, and I literally yanked him back. And I think he was just a bit shocked. No, it's just.
Did he actually know what you've done?
Yeah.
Because sometimes they don't. Oh, he did. Okay.
He literally fell back on his ass. So he looked up at me, and it was just like, you know, when you just the shock of everything. I was in shock. I was impressed with my speed at doing that. And then I think he
strength as well.
Yeah, he was only little, to be fair. He was probably like 11, and I think I was probably like mid-20s. But yeah, he would have been gone from that bus, because we had the big red double-decker buses here, and that would have flattened him.
Pancake.
Yeah. But I didn't say anything. I literally just walked away. I was just like, you don't know what to say, really, do you? I think he got up and just dusted himself off and was just still in shock. And then I was just like, okay, well, I'm just gonna, go about my day. Yeah.
I like to think that kid might have started a podcast somewhere, and that he's doing a podcast right now telling the story about the lady that saved his life. I just think that would be a nice circle of life kind of thing.
I hope so, but I really hope that he hasn't been flattened out by another bus.
Well, if you're going to cross streets with your headphones on, I mean, you are asking for it.
Yeah, I mean, he's only young, so I was a bit like, oh.
I mean, I don't know about you guys,
but look into the road.
When I see people who are on their phones and then, they walk into a telegraph pole or something, I find it endlessly hilarious. I don't feel sorry for them at all. Point at them and go.
I've missed some like this close. I've had to swerve. I'm like, oh my god, I'm an idiot.
Those telegraph poles, they really come at you, don't they? They just jump out of nowhere. So it's really difficult to. Oh my god, where'd you come from? I love it when people walk into things or trip over holes and they turn back and get really angry. They get really angry at the hole or that pole. It's like it just jumped out on purpose to spite you. I'm like, it was always there. It was. I mean, people go, they trip. Adults do this all the time. They say you can tell how old you are mentally with a puddle. This is the in-deep psychological experiment. So if there's a puddle on the pavement and you're a kid, right? What would you guys do as a kid if there was a giant puddle on the pavement?
Jump.
Exactly, right? You jump in it and see how big a splash you can. What does an adult do if they see a puddle on the pavement?
They walk around it.
They don't just walk around it, they walk around it and bitch about how there's a puddle on the pavement. Pardon my French. So that's what adult. But I was going to say, because Gizzelle was talking about tickling, I know there are some people who are actually properly phobic of tickling, because there was this girl that I knew, and she always said to people, don't tickle me. And then, of course, what does this boy do? Has to go tickle her. She reacted so badly, she kicked out. She can't control it. She kicked out and broke his ribs with the kick.
Oh.
So I think he learned his lesson, maybe. I mean, he's a boy, so maybe he needs two kicks. But when someone says not to tickle them, you actually do have to be properly careful, because they can have an actual really bad reaction to it. So, and obviously Gizzelle is. I mean, are you not that I'm going to tickle you, but are you okay with being tickled now, or is it you'll reach out, or is it the same with the spiders? Is it like spider level? Is it slightly under, slightly over?
Oh no, it's very chilled now. I don't mind. I don't like it. It's not like
I don't think anyone likes being tickled.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm fine. I'm good with it. Yeah.
Okay. I'll remind you that you said that then. We never got around to Danielle in terms of catching us up with what's been happening since last week. So what's been happening since last week, Miss Latimer?
I have been focusing a lot on the pageant stylist recently. I just started a little style tournament for anyone that has been on my page. You will see that I am doing, I don't know what to call it, like battle of style, I don't know, but basically it was the interviews for Miss USA like last week. And so what I've done, I've meticulously gone through every single state title holder, found out obviously their name, their state, who's their coach, who their production team is, their hairstylist, makeup artist, everything that helped them get ready for their interviews. And
Shall we have a look now, Danielle?
Yeah, if you want to.
I think we might be able to see now.
It's
Hello,
Nadia. Oh, he's so adorable.
Oh, Nadia. Love the
What?
curlers. All
We
right.
need to add Nadia onto the chat.
Well, we need to
Basically.
have Nadia on. Okay, so let's have a look.
Oh, so this, if you want to fast forward this, so this is a little,
Okay.
Instagram's playing up as well. So basically I've been doing, that was a post I did, title holder. So I'm now
I
up to
love
Georgia and
that.
Hawaii. So you can pick, this is based on style only. And I did put a disclaimer up saying this is not about a reflection of the hard work of the girls. This has no indication whatsoever who you think that's going to get the crown. It's purely based on their styling. So yeah, I've got Georgia. I've done it in alphabetical order as well. So Georgia would be next to Hawaii in the lineup, and you could vote on your favorite. Then Idaho, Illinois, and so on. I've got a few more to do, but Instagram is playing up and not letting me tag so many people, which is a bit frustrating because obviously I want the girls to, repost and encourage their followers to go and vote for them. And I'm actually thinking of doing a physical award to send to the girl that wins the overall tournament, just being like, style queen of Miss USA, and posting her out like a cute little glass award or something, just so it's like a little memento of their time, because obviously everyone's been affected by Corona. So trying to make it a little bit more interactive and have like a little added extra bit of fun for Miss USA.
That's such a good idea.
Yeah, so there was some really cool looks for interview. There was some like, ones that you would expect, where kind of like, Fernando Wong dresses, where it's kind of like, safe but also gorgeous. But then there were some like more relaxed. I feel like pageant interview styling is going a bit more relaxed now. It's not all about kind of wearing these, lavish over the top dresses. It's now starting to pull back a little bit, which is I am enjoying that, and especially during Corona and everyone's doing their interviews at home over Zoom. You want to be comfortable. A lot of the girls did it in their slippers and or did it barefoot. So I've just been kind of like documenting their journey.
A funny story actually is I ordered a suit for my interview. And then I looked at the interview pictures the other day, and my friend, Miss Texas, Taylor Kessler, has a suit the exact same color. It's quite similar. My one's a Forever Unique one, but it has like flowers at the sides. And now I'm like, I don't know if I should wear it because Taylor will think I copied her.
No, it's not about copying. It's about wearing what is a reflection of who you are and what you enjoy. And if someone else so happened to have worn something similar,
my friend.
Yeah, exactly. That's like great minds think alike, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure she'll be fine. Just message her and say, "Oh, this is awkward." Have a bit of a joke about it. You'll be fine.
I was looking at other ones too, so I might have a backup, but we'll see.
Wear whatever makes you feel best.
I got my interview outfit for Galaxy International literally the week after Galaxy UK. It was on sale and an absolute steal, and I was obsessed with it. It was a bit of a splurge, not gonna lie. Even in the sale, it was a bit of a splurge. But I'm still sold on it. I still love it, and it's like how many months later? So yeah.
That was a quick purchase. You bought it the week after Galaxy UK, and now Galaxy International won't be until July of next year. So you really got that organized.
Let's hope I fit in it.
I
was going to say, you might different shape.
I'm going, by the way. I just invited myself to Galaxy International so I can come watch
it. Come, Chicago. I've never been, and it looks amazing. So
we can go have pizza.
Yes, all the pizza.
I can. Danielle might not be able to. I don't know.
What? Yes, I'm having pizza.
Yes, you can.
Gizzelle, are you okay there?
There is, I think you call it in English, a moth.
Moth,
yeah. Yeah, they've been flying around, but I'm good.
I was going to say, I hope it's not a spider. If it's a spider,
it's just a flying
scream and then faint.
Believe you me, I made sure.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Every morning, every night, you do a thorough check around the house to make sure there are no spiders.
Okay.
Gizzelle, remind me, did you say you might be going to the States as well for acting
Oh,
Ooh.
Yes.
at some point?
That's future plans, yes. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, it's still a little bit unsure and all of that. But yeah, fingers crossed.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
International Galaxy is not until July next year, and that's assuming that Corona actually is gone by then. Like all the fingers crossed.
yeah.
Bye, Corona. Please leave.
Exit the
What's
group
that song?
chat.
There's a
Exit the
Corona
group
song,
chat, I
isn't
love
there?
that.
Corona.
Oh, it's my
Bye,
Sharona,
bye,
not my
bye,
Corona.
Corona.
I was just thinking it's Corona. It's like Sharona, not Corona.
I
but
wanna see you.
Nobody
at
picked it up
Corona.
instead.
Bye, bye, bye.
but Gizzelle,
Anything.
I saw your story. Did you say I couldn't quite hear you because it got garbled a bit? But did you say you were on a set earlier today?
Yeah, so I do little roles here and there where I can get it. Obvious. Oh my goodness. Go. Sorry. Oh, if you guys see something, just like you'll know what it is. Yeah. I was on set of an Afrikaans, so it's Afrikaans soapy. It basically translates to Seventh Lane. Weird title in English, but yeah, it was on set. It was my first time there. People were very, very friendly, and you learn things every single time. So I don't despise small beginnings. That I know it gets frustrated because that's not where I want to be and where I see myself. But you just have to constantly remind yourself, don't despise small beginnings, and that seasons in your life prune you. Is that the right word? I think so.
Yeah.
You can
absolutely.
please correct me anytime. Yeah, that it's just getting you all prepared for your season of growth and all
Absolutely.
that.
So was it a speaking part or was it a non-speaking part?
It was supposed to be a speaking part, so my life is drama sometimes. My agent got it all mixed up, so I was supposed to have a speaking part. I only also brought that wardrobe, was ready, and then when I got there, they were like, "No, okay, see your background," and that's why I say, in those frustrating moments, you just have to just anchor back and
I've had the
actually-
opposite before as well. I've gone to do like the background artist stuff, and they've gone, right, so you're doing this. I'm like, am I being paid more for this? Now I'm actually like doing more of a role. Can someone please talk to my agency?
100%, definitely.
I actually got a speaking role right before COVID. I was going to be a cocktail waitress on a rooftop bar for something. I don't know what it was. I think it was like a Netflix show or something, filmed in Belfast. And typical COVID hit. It got cancelled. But the plus side was I still got paid. They messaged me being like, sorry, filming got cancelled today. Here's some free money. And I was like, okay.
Free money.
But I missed like my big break. So maybe I'll never be an actress.
Don't be, Chloe. You're in universe. That's a bigger break. So
it is.
As Gizzelle said, don't despise small beginnings. I'm going to remember that one. Chloe, just if you can lower your boom again because it's you're getting the P's and the T's. No, it's the P and the T and the pop filter. What's wrong, Danielle?
I said she just had Britney Spears with that on.
She.
Oh, baby. Give it that.
Wasn't that a red jumpsuit though?
This is true.
How long ago was that? Just out of reference, how long ago was Britney Spears "Hit Me Baby One More Time"?
Oh my God! Have you seen?
I think it was like 98 or something, or 99.
Have you seen her Instagram? Like somebody needs to save Britney because
I love her.
She is a hot mess right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is it the family drama that?
I think it's a mixture of loads of things. I looked at her Instagram today, and like it's disturbing some of the videos that she puts up. It's she's not of sound mind at all, and I know that.
I can show you it. I won't click play on it, but I mean,
I mean,
Okay.
and her boyfriend's Instagram, like he's all like he's an actor, and he, you know, his Instagram looks great, and hers just looks a bit. It's a bit, yeah.
Yeah, that's not the Britney that, you know, I grew up
No,
knowing.
I think
no.
it's
Well,
like
when
a
you
bit of a
grow up
cry for
with
help.
that much, when you grow up with that much money and that much fame at such
She
a young
hasn't got
age, you're
access
not
to
going to have a normal life.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Her dad
Yeah.
actually got access to all her money.
Yeah.
It's sad, really. Yeah.
And
She
she's
kind
like
of
under that home.
without her father's permission.
Yeah, she's like under like home arrest or something ridiculous like that.
Why?
Oh, wow.
Because
Why is she under home
I think
arrest?
there's like there's a documentary on it. I think I watched a part of it, and the dad controls like all of her life, and yeah, she's not
Oh,
like allowed to
dear.
leave the country or.
Dear, dear.
There's a lot of documentaries coming out about like on celebrities. I know Paris Hilton brought out one.
I watched that. It's
Yeah.
fascinating. I've got a whole new
Yeah.
respect for her.
Right? That's
I
just
love
a whole
her.
new her that you'd never saw.
Yeah, because she explained it like she was wearing a mask the whole time, like the whole like playing dumb, and it was a character, and she finds it really hard to shake that character off when there's cameras around her. And like, oh my God, yeah, I get it now. And she goes into her past about how she's taken to all these different boarding schools where they would physically, mentally, and emotionally abuse her. And now she's on a mission to shut down these schools that have given her post-traumatic disorder, and she's got collectively with all the students that she went to school with. And they were all trying to fight to shut down these schools that are just. And she was kidnapped in the night, and her parents paid for it, and her mum never said sorry once. Yeah, so she was.
Why would they?
She was basically.
Yeah.
She was in New York, and she was at school, and she was playing up, and she was going out to nightclubs underage, and she came home for a little while, and everyone was in the family home. Like obviously, she's got her sister and her brother. And during the night, at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, these two men came into her bedroom, and she's obviously screaming, shouting. They've dragged her out, and they've, put on her on an aeroplane, and taken to another state, and then she's been through a load of these different schools, and put her in solitary confinement. She was like in a padded cell, basically. She went through a lot, and people didn't really realize that. And when she was on The Simple Life, there's a scene where they show where she goes, "What's that?" And it's like a mop, and she's like, "How do you use that?" And all of her school friends knew, like, you know how to use a mop. We were made to use the mops. We were made to clean that school. So she just played into a character, really. So I highly recommend people watching that if they're interested in seeing the other side of Paris Hilton.
What's the name of the documentary?
I can't remember. Yeah, I Am Paris.
Because I started it, and then I had something on that day, and I mean, I keep meaning to get back to it.
It's so good. It's really good.
It's so good. Yeah.
It does sound like a good watch. I saw Paris Hilton recently. She was on, well, not recently, but she was on the Grand Tour, the follow-up from Top Gear, one that got fired from that. So probably 2 years ago, and she was on as a guest, and she looked very, I wouldn't say unhappy, but she certainly wasn't smiling. Like most women will go on a show like that and be all smiling because that's kind of the role they have to play. But she was very different, and you can just tell, like what Danielle, you just said, that kind of now makes sense. She looks, I don't think, well, when I see some of the things she did, I did think she was a little bit airheaded, let's say. But when you see the other interviews, you go, no, something is not right here. Like, I don't buy that, you're stupid. But that's the role that she had to play. I mean, it's reality TV. And reality TV has nothing to do with reality. It's got everything to do with what will sell, which is why they always put the silly people in. They put the dramatic people in because that's what people want to see. If they put sensible people in there, nothing would happen and no one would watch. That's the unfortunate truth of it.
If we look at the transformation of Kim Kardashian, her now studying a law degree, and she's like a completely different person. Even the statement she's putting out, she's so well spoken and so intelligent. and she had hid behind this persona for years as well. But I suppose her and Paris were both friends, and they were probably bred into that lifestyle. You will be famous, you'll be on TV if you act this way and play up to the cameras. And they have probably been doing it for years, and now they're showing how intelligent they are, and they're showing other women that you don't have to play up anymore, be you. And if that's not entertaining enough, then don't watch.
Which is a
I
good,
read the
which is a
other
good
day.
message.
Yeah, definitely. I read the other day, I think it's 1 in 3. I might be wrong. Teens commit suicide due to social media, and since then, you know, you kind of have to rethink how you handle your feed. Not that I say you have to live for others, obviously, you know, as a constant way of living, but you know, since then I also had to rethink of how I handle it, because I always thought, okay, this could just be a showroom for agents to see as a model what I can do, what I'm capable of. But somebody just the other day said, okay, your life looks so amazing. It's so perfect. And this, yes. And I'm like, no, it's most definitely not the image that I want to put out there. How do you guys handle that? What advice would you then maybe give for somebody just like me, you know, how to keep it more real? Like, you know, these celebrities come out all of a sudden like, no, this is the real me, actually.
Just before, I can see Danielle wants to jump in, but just before, Gizzelle, have you seen The Social Dilemma? Speaking of documentaries.
Not yet. I've seen you post it the other day. I'll have to watch it.
If you want a simple answer to that, you need to watch that documentary, because you have ex-employees and ex-founders of giant places such as Google and Facebook telling how basically they designed it to become addictive. And addictive because then they could sell your eyeballs. You're the product, basically. You think you go on social media and you're looking at products, but on these social media platforms, you're the product, because the longer they have your attention, the more they can sell you to advertisers. So I think some people look at it and go, oh my God, we should have nothing to do with social media. I don't think it's that extreme. I think there needs to be some sort of regulation or something like that. But if you haven't seen that, then you definitely need to see it. Daniel, were you going to say something? And guys, I'm just hearing a bit of a scratching. Is anyone fiddling with their cables? I'm hearing a bit of a scratching sound. It's gone now.
It might. It might. I'll just take off my earrings. Maybe it's me.
Oh no, it's gone now. It's okay.
I watched The Social Dilemma. I did watch The Social Dilemma. I found that fascinating. But also, it's going to be very hard to screen your own images, especially if you're a model and you've got beautiful pictures that you're proud of. Of course, you want to go to post that and you want to share that. Like, as a photographer, I love beautiful images. And I'm going to carry on creating beautiful images. I'm also not going to edit someone to unrealistic expectations. I'm going to get them in the right light, yada yada. I'm not going to mess around with people's bodies, or that's something that I hold myself accountable for. But also, as a viewer, as you're going through it, you have to remember this is someone's highlight reel. This is going to be the person's highlights of their lives in front of you, and you have to bear that in mind. No one's life is perfect, and just to take a step away from social media and realize it's not real, it's all fantasy. And that's kind of how I view social media. It's escapism for me, but I try not to let it affect my real life. That's my advice. And I think teens these days, they've grown up with a device in their hand. They feel like that it's real life. Like back in my day, if I was getting bullied online, my dad would just be like, turn the computer off.
It's that easy.
Kind of hard to do that now. It's all like on your mobile phone, and you're constantly getting if you have being cyberbullied, it's constant. But I think taking that older mentality where you just turn it off is quite a good bit of advice as well, if you can. Block, Facebook block, Instagram blocker. That woman.
Social media is going to be there forever. At least I think it will be. I'm sure in the future you'll always be able to look back at your Instagram and look back at your post, and you want to remember those beautiful moments. You want to remember those moments that felt perfect to you at that time, and maybe in years to come when you aren't having those experiences, maybe you're not traveling as much, and when you stop doing pageants, you want to look back at those beautiful memories and know that they're there and to have them. And I don't think you should be ashamed of that. I think
No.
it's beautiful to keep those memories.
No, absolutely not. I mean, I guess you would say that as pageant queens in particular, or as influencers, you do want to take some amount of responsibility for what you post.
Yeah.
On the flip side, and I don't think this is talked about nearly enough, if you're looking at something and it's making you feel anxious or depressed or that you're not enough,
you
oh gosh.
Goodness, my stepdad must have done that. I had a mini heart attack.
Why is that behind?
I literally watched Scream last night, and then he put Scream behind me.
Was it there the whole time?
Yeah, I don't know.
I didn't see it.
Me neither.
I think he creeped out and
That is terrifying.
Ooh.
I need to watch the replay back now and see when that appeared. Because it wasn't there before, I'm sure of it. Because, oh God.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm not sleeping tonight.
Yeah, I actually find Scream the most terrifying one, because I find when I watched Freddy Krueger a few nights ago, that's very fictional, that he comes after you in your dreams. But Scream is literally just these kids at school that just decide to go on a killing spree, and that could very well happen. And then this happens right behind me.
We should do a remake of Scream, but do it with pageant girls.
Yeah.
Make some sort of a pageant drama where one of the queens has gone psycho and is trying to kill everyone.
My mom's out there laughing.
Well played. Tell your mom.
No way.
How? It's been there for an hour.
How?
Apparently.
I guess because you've had your head covering it, but
Yeah, even then.
Yeah.
Oh my
That's,
goodness.
Strategically placed.
that reminds me of, because I had a Scream mask and I gave it away, which to this day is one of my biggest regrets, because I had one that also glows in the dark.
Oh no.
And one day my sister was brushing her teeth and I just put the mask on and I very, very silently just crept up behind her while she was brushing her teeth. And she was looking down, right, in the sink. And then I just stood behind her with the Scream mask.
No.
And then she looks up, she sees a Scream mask, she screams, and then just starts crying and bawling. I was like, yes, because I'm a horrible person like that.
Sibling love.
Anyway.
That would have been your last
That's
day on this earth.
Yeah.
But you guys know this. It's like if you I am the worst person to tell if you have any sort of fear or phobia or anything like that. I mean, Gizzelle knows this all too well.
You made
I can't help myself.
made a mistake one. Yeah.
Never again. No, but
Never
you
again.
see, you can't take it back. I mean, I can bring up your old friend, the spider, right now if you want.
No, after my interview, I can tell you, after my interview, 2 people, just one
Sent
is
you
sent
spider
me,
photos?
yes, over WhatsApp, and then the other one just tagged me in a Facebook post, and obviously there's no warning of those, so you just open it and you're like, oh well, happy Monday to me. This is a great start to my week.
I'm sorry. I couldn't help myself. I did send in, not in my defense, actually this makes it worse. I did send that spider photo to another friend of mine who doesn't like spiders. She's not phobic, but I mean that spider was not a very pleasant picture. And then she sees that and she just starts typing random messages so that it scrolls up and up and up and up so she can't see it. So she's just typing random garbage and I keep sending her spider photos and it's
Oh.
because I'm such a lovely person. But as I was saying before, that Scream mask terrified us. Now I can't take my eyes off of it.
Yeah.
I was saying I think we do need to have a conversation around people also doing what Danielle said, which is to stop. Like if someone is bullying you, to turn that off. And if you're following someone whose feed makes you feel not enough, unfollow them. And I've done that a lot this year. If someone's feed simply brings up bad memories for me or doesn't make me feel good, unfollow. And I don't think you should feel a need to explain yourself for that.
Yeah.
Because you have to protect your own mental health. And if you're looking at something and it doesn't make you feel good, then you shouldn't be looking at it. It's that simple. Because if you look at it again and again and again, it's just going to have a really disastrous effect on your mental health. So in terms of advice, I think we always need to approach it from both sides. It's like bullying. Yes, we want to stop the bullies, but also we need to teach people how to be more resilient so that when they are bullied, not if, because it's a certainty in this day and age, you're going to be bullied at some stage, how to deal with it. Because if you're not ready for it, then one bullying incident can end you, like unfortunately, literally. So I think it's a big problem for us during this day and age. But suffice to say, I highly recommend everyone watching Social Dilemma because it will open your eyes a lot. Now, I'm just cognizant of the fact we've been on for an hour and it's past Gizelle's bedtime because she's now actually in tomorrow. She's now on my time. She's now on Tuesday.
After the scream thing, I don't even think I'm going to sleep tonight. Because in South Africa, it was made by one of the cultures. I'm not sure. If I tell you, I might lie. I think it's Zulu, But one of the cultures started. It's not a scary story, for kids to behave, but adults also believe this. So they call it the tokoloshi. I don't know if you guys heard of the tokoloshi.
That already sounds terrifying. I'm scared of it already, just by the sounds of it.
So apparently it's a little man, quite a little man. And like if you don't put food, sorry?
Like a leprechaun.
Like a leprechaun. Just a lot more terrifying. Actually, leprechauns, the movies that I've seen, looks not like the little kid version in my coloring book with a very friendly guy that's smiling and happy to give up his gold. Not like that. So this tokoloshi, if you don't put food underneath your bed in this culture, then he is going to harm you very badly. And so it's a very little scary man. And there's a lot of stories around the tokoloshi. But
if I was a kid and I was told that, and I'd be like, you're telling me a little tiny man is gonna come and hurt me. I'll be like, I'll just boot it in the head, mate. It'll go flying.
You definitely
I stand my chances against this one. If it was a big monster, I might have been a bit more scared.
You say that, Danielle, but like the scariest thing I've ever found in scary movies is that one in The Grudge where there's a little kid hiding under the bed and he just grabs your ankles. I mean, you could kick him in the face, but it still terrifies me. Like little kids staring at you silently is terrifying. It's like clowns. Why are clowns so scary? They're supposed to be the bringers of joy, yet you see clowns and it's like, no. There's so many people just go, no.
I understand clowns. Kids do give me the creeps, but I definitely feel like I can take them. Yeah,
you get snails. You could take a snail, but you're still terrified of them.
I'm still terrified of snails.
So, I mean, you go to take out the snail, you step on it, you'll pass out probably 4 more snails. So I say that we're calling that a tie. Like, that's not a clear win.
This is a rational phobia.
Well, that's all phobias are irrational. If they were rational, they wouldn't be called a phobia. Chloe, I have something.
From this little man.
I just want to put that there to soothe Chloe's stone face. I want to make him bigger, but there you go.
It's a lot less terrifying than that face. I like that one.
But this is the one from the spoof one, isn't it? Scary Movie.
Yeah, where the character gets stoned and then his face mask becomes like that. I love it.
Oh, cute.
That's much better than the one that's behind you. I can't believe that's been. I need to watch this back and go like, when was that put there? Because
maybe my head was blocking him. I think
the whole time. Wow.
But how did you see it? Did you just watch yourself and all of a sudden?
Yeah, I just moved my head and I was like, what is that scream? And then
Oh, goodness gracious.
Can I
man.
just say, Chloe, I love your family, because even though I never met them, because that is exactly what I would do to someone who's on a podcast. Except I would probably walk up behind them and just like I would appear from below, like with a screen mask, and just wait till you noticed I was there, and then I would just die laughing.
Bless them, because I have taken over their kitchen all day because I have been working in here 9 to 5 and I was on a Zoom call for it. And then I had the Miss Universe Zoom call, and now I'm on the podcast, and I have literally taken
Long day.
over the whole kitchen all day, and I'm sure everybody's probably gotten peckish a few times.
Oh,
at my
no.
lunch break at work, we had spaghetti bolognese at 1 during the day because they knew it was like my time slot that the kitchen would be free. So bless them, they've been so patient and so understanding, and then they're still positive after all of that and me taking over the kitchen all day, and they still managed to. I don't know which side of the side. It's weird because it's like when I moved this side. Yeah, it's flipped. Yeah, or is it? No, maybe it's not. Maybe I'm used to being flipped because you being mirrored in Zoom. Yeah.
This is the big thing you've learned from being on the podcast, is how to deal with being flipped. But as I was saying, that just means that we doubly should actually get off, so we can let your family get back in the kitchen. We can let Gizzelle not go to sleep because she's terrified of things. And
we can wash
Danielle
our
can do
faces.
I was going to say, yeah.
And he can wash
and I can get my day started. I love it. I love that. I need to, as I say, I'm going to watch this back to find out when that appeared, because I can't believe it's been there the entire time. Anyway, Gizzelle, thanks for being our guest. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for making time.
And that's the first time we've had a South African guest on. We're becoming very, very international.
International.
Which is a good thing.
International.
Mr. Worldwide.
International.
I am
I do love
honored.
Pitbull.
Yeah, no,
And Chloe and Danielle, thank you for your time as well. Does anyone have anything exciting coming up in the next sort of week or so that they want to tell us about before we wrap up for today?
I'm in lockdown. That's exciting.
Yeah,
they won't let me out.
Locked up.
Won't let me out. I'm locked up. They won't let me out. Oh.
Oh.
And Gizzelle just now is regretting every decision she's ever made in her life. She comes on this, the first time I interview her, I show her spiders. Now she's coming on and she's trapped with these lunatics in the house.
At least you guys, you have a great voice. So, my audience is not in the shower. My audience is in my car when I'm alone or closed up. So, nobody can hear my terrible, sounds like cats fighting voice. You guys are awesome. So you go.
Cats fighting voice? What's wrong? I love your voice. There's nothing wrong with your voice. What are you talking about?
You guys, you no, that's Finnish thing. I don't think you guys
would
want to hear that.
Do you have a favorite karaoke song?
I haven't been to a karaoke now that I think of it, now that I have that question.
You've not been to one?
What's a song that you like to sing when no one's listening?
Any hyped up song, but my favorite song is Escape from Enrique Iglesias.
Oh God,
that's very old.
I don't even know how it
is
goes.
an old song.
Oh my God, I think
Love is something you can shake when it breaks. All it takes is some trying.
Okay. Wow, that's a tune. I do like that song. That song. I mean, the video is there from 2009. That's remastered.
Yeah.
That's a throwback.
Yeah, he's my ultimate favorite.
I went to see him in concert. I loved him.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
really?
in Dublin.
Oh.
Yeah, it was only last year, or was it the year before? But he was amazing. I love him. He's my childhood crush.
Right? I think
He's happily partnered up. You guys know that he netted himself like the sexiest woman in the world, apparently, Anna Kournikova.
And he's got adorable kids as well. So
I always get him.
With those genes, how can you be? You was getting mixed up with what, Ricky Martin?
Yeah.
She banged.
I was like, what about? Oh yeah, Ricky Martin's gay. I was like,
I love him.
Oh yeah, he's the straight one. See, that's more my vibe.
When I started playing music last week, and Daniel actually pointed out the copyright thing, it's like, yeah, but it's okay. We get away with it because we just can't monetize the video, but we're not monetizing the video, so it's all good. But Daniel, you're not the only person to confuse those two, because as in like Ricky Martin and Enrique Iglesias, because Anna Kournikova, being a tennis player, was playing an exhibition, and on her team was Andy Roddick, the American player. Yeah. And of course, they're taking the piss out of one another. So he starts imitating who he thinks, or he starts imitating Enrique Iglesias, but then he starts singing a Ricky Martin song, and she goes like, "No, that's wrong person, wrong person." So you're not the only person to get those two confused.
See, I'm not mental. Wow.
The wearers of tight pants. Let's just very tight leather pants. Anyway. Okay, well, we were going to end up, but now listening to those songs makes me actually want to get up and dance for some bizarre reason. But it's got me all hyped up.
I think we have to have a throwback night where all us girls just bring our favorite throwback and then just make it a party.
I'm down for that.
You should end it on Enrique Iglesias and Pitbull. I like it.
Oh, Pitbull is so awesome. And Kesha, when she just came out, was huge here in South Africa.
What was Kesha's first song?
Wasn't it TikTok?
Oh, that's right.
It's the party.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember that horrible, well, the song that got slagged off, Friday?
Oh,
it's Friday. Gotta get down
on Friday.
What was so bad about that song? Like, it's not good, but
today, it's Friday.
It is terrible.
It's not that much worse than some of the other music that's out there, though, is what I'm saying. I mean, it's auto-tuned to death and the lyrics are juvenile, but how is that different to most pop music anyway?
That's true.
Exactly.
But I will say my favourite Enrique Iglesias song is gonna be Hero. Would you dance? If
I can be your hero, baby.
He used to kiss a girl on stage in his concerts. He would also just pick one girl and then afterward, oh guys,
you're like, pick me.
Yeah, please make my dream come true.
Tell me this.
Every time I used to go to coffee,
it's like the king of drama.
I used to sing this and sing like, I can be your Nero, baby. And
Okay, I think we should wrap up there. We'll let the song play us out. Thank you to everyone for watching. And we will see you next time.
Hey, it's Adrian
Bye,
again.
guys.
Hope you enjoyed this episode. Remember to head over to pageantlaunch.com to join the launch team for our pageant review site. All you have to do is enter your email address. It's completely free. And if you enjoyed this episode, make sure to share it with your friends and follow us on all our socials. Thanks, and see you next time.